the whole diss and the issue that she had with Megan, it seems like more so the simple fact that, yo, this was my good sis. And she just completely, like, whoop, was out of there. And I get that, because if something happened between me and one of my best friends like that, like, I'm gonna try to be unbothered, but I'm gonna get bothered. That's me. I'm gonna get bothered, okay? And she's better than me, because I would have been I would have been popping it, okay? I would have been popping it. But she stayed silent on a lot of topics. She addressed the things that she wanted to address, but she didn't come out and say Megan lied about sleeping with Tory when Megan was on the internet denying. Okay, she did not say that, even though she knew that was a lie. Hey y'all, my name is Gabby and I'm a girl that gets it. If you don't get it, I advise you to get with it. Today we're talking about Kelsey Nicole. Okay, so the Danza Project dropped a 1 hour and 47-minute interview with Kelsey Nicole, talking about her life, talking about her man, talking about her relationship with Megan Thee Stallion, her ex-best friend. She called her multiple times her sister. Whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. We're going to get right into it. Like I said, it was 1 hour and 47 minutes. I have notes on my phone ready because I don't want to forget anything. Now, going into the interview, if y'all remember everything that happened between Kelsey, Tory Lanez, Megan Thee Stallion, even Kylie Jenner, some other people might have been involved, is that I guess, which I mean nobody really knows except the three of them, I have no idea honestly, is that Kelsey and Tory were messing around I don't know if they were in a relationship. She didn't say. She did not want to elaborate on that topic, but they were dealing with each other in some capacity. Megan started dealing with him on the side while he was dealing with Kelsey. Kelsey did not know. She found out that night. Some, I don't know, ensued, okay? And all this happened at a party at Kylie Jenner's house, and it ended with Megan getting shot in the foot. Allegedly, not allegedly, I don't know, because everybody's saying different things. The court documents saying different things. He's working on his appeal right now. I don't know, baby. Somebody shot her in the foot, okay? Somebody shot her in the foot. To me, it was Tory Lanez. I don't understand what we're still talking about. And honestly, it seems like Kelsey said it was Tory too. So, okay, like, let's get past that. But it was a whole drama. And then, of course, that's been one of the most high-profile cases since, I mean, the whole Young Thug situation. Like, everybody's been talking about it for a couple years now. The inciting incident was in 2020. So now it's 2024, and she's doing an interview. How do I feel about that? I don't know. Going into the interview, I was like, what is she going to say? Is she actually going to talk about a lot of stuff? Like, is she going to shed light on different things that, you know, people was talking about? Because her and Megan made diss tracks going at each other. And, you know, there was so much speculation about what really happened. And at the end of the day, even after the trial, the only thing that seems like it was really cleared up is that Megan was, in fact, sleeping with Tory Lanez, right? And I want to say I'm a Megan fan. I'm damn near a Megan stan, okay? I love that girl down bad, serious. But this whole situation, if she did what she did, and Kelsey pretty much made it sound like she did, she was completely wrong. Like, that's your best friend. Even if it wasn't your best friend, like, the girl code of it all, she was moving vilely, disgustingly, awfully in the situation, okay? So I just want to say that before we get right into everything. But that's basically what happened. And then there was so much aftermath that it's like, it's impossible for me to even say. Like, the internet was, everybody was talking. Like, Megan was talking. Kelsey, like I said, had a diss track. She's not a rapper, by the way, but she made a diss track. Like, people was mad, okay? And then, of course, Tory Lanez was going on his lives and saying this and saying that and all of that, okay? But let's get into what Kelsey actually went ahead and said. I was hoping the interview was going to be messier than it was. I was hoping she was going to give a little bit more information than she did. But honestly, it was a nice interview. The hosts were cool. Like, I felt like it was a good vibe. It was a cool situation. And I do feel like she was kind of free to talk, but she just didn't want to talk about certain things, which I guess is her prerogative. So we're going to focus on what I feel like is most relevant when it comes to, like, the whole situation. I feel like they call it, what do they keep saying? The incident, the night of the incident. So we're just going to really speak on what's pertaining to that. But I'll give you an overview of the interview overall. So let's get right into it. So they really started the interview by getting to know her a little bit and, you know, what's going on in her life. One of the most important things I think that she brought up is how she has been dealing with all the drama and stuff on the internet when it came to that situation. People bullying her and, you know, just going crazy on the internet as they do. Okay, I have a whole nother video about that. Doxing, carrying on. You know how some of y'all people get. She actually said, so her father has passed away. I don't know much about Kelsey. I just really knew her face because she was associated with Megan, which is probably how most of us feel, unless you're in like the Texas scene, which I guess she's pretty big in. But you know, I wasn't slandering her. I just felt like she was lame as hell for making a diss track, but Megan went at her, so it's like she went back, I guess, whatever. Okay. But apparently somebody doxed her dad's grave, you know, was trying to put that information out. She found the girl, you know, emailed her college. Like, it was a whole thing. And I'm like, honestly, as you should. Stop playing with people like that. Period. Point blank. But she says she deals with a lot of kids trying to throw shade at her, talk about her, whatever. She threatens them with contacting their parents. They usually leave her alone. Like, it's definitely been a lot of people that have been going at her. And, y'all, a piece of my carpet just... I have, like, a fluffy carpet. Ignore that little piece of... Ignore it, okay? Get back to the video. Get back to the video. Act like you didn't even see that. And I couldn't even cut that out because I was saying some real shit, okay? Continue. But she just dealt with a lot of backlash online, which a lot of you guys saw, okay, right? But something that the host said, which I think his name is just Danza, because it's called the Danza Project, but I'm like, is Danza his name? Or I think his name is Danza. I'm going to call him Danza, okay? He was like, nobody has gone through more than Kelsey Nicole. And I'm like, what do you mean by that? So, and the reason I say that, and if this comes off as like, some of y'all might see it a different way, and that's perfectly fine. Like, let's talk about it. But my thoughts are, Kelsey absolutely went through a lot. Like, one, being in a traumatic event. Two, having this issue with your best friend, you know, and this is how you lost your best friend or whatever the case. Three, she's not a celebrity and she got thrown into the public eye and people was all on her page and da 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 da. And the bullying, the hate, the backlash, you know, so many people were going after her. So many people, she was so visible to so many people. And I don't think she was completely used to that, even though, like she said, she has worked in the industry when it comes to certain things, right? But she's not a celebrity like Megan Stallion or Tory Lanez, okay? She has absolutely gone through a lot. She said multiple times that she was diagnosed with PTSD, anxiety, and depression behind the situation. And I completely feel for her. You know, like, the whole situation was just crazy, and I hate the internet bullying situation. Like, that is just crazy to me because so many of y'all is not saying that shit to anybody's face, okay? So if you can't say it in person, don't be going like this on the phone. Alright, I'm gonna just say that. But when he said nobody's been through more than Kelsey, I just couldn't agree. I just couldn't agree. I don't know what Tory Lanez is going through or has gone through. That's not really my business. But I'm just going to compare the situation to Megan. And when I say compare the situation, it's not like the Olympics of like who had the worst time in that type of sense. But it's like because of the caliber of her celebrity, people were trying to destroy her. Like, the Megan hate train, it still goes on to this day. Like, every single day, people hate her down. And I'm sure, like, people still dislike Kelsey. They don't want to see her happy, whatever. But it's like, Megan, they want her to fail so bad. People are preying on that shit. You know what I mean? And Megan has been very vocal as well about her mental health problems that she had before, during, after that whole situation, you know? And so I'm just like, I say all that to say, I didn't completely agree with when he said, you know, nobody's been through more than Kelsey. She did not say that. That was the host, right? But it just really makes you think about the caliber of the situation. Like, the internet was in flames for a long time behind this. And then the diss tracks, Tory making his statements, the drama, the drama, the drama, the drama. The internet was in flames. And these two women were going through this separately because she said that that night was the last time she ever saw Megan. I'm not sure if that was the last time she ever talked to her. I don't think she really specified. But baby, like, both of them two women were completely put through hell behind this whole situation. And then Kelsey did go to trial, but like I said, she didn't say anything. She didn't speak on anything. People was talking about her for that. Like, why would you just go to trial and not say anything? Whoop de whoop. You was talking all this on the internet. But Megan had to go on the trial and literally go through her sexual history, talk about another, you know, traumatic event, relive it, go through the whole situation. She wasn't even the one who pressed charges on the man. So it's like, it's not going to be a trauma Olympics. Like, both these girls went through a lot. And honestly, I really feel for both of them. Will I say I like or dislike Kelsey? I'm indifferent at this point. I feel like I was indifferent in the first place. But I like Meg. I fuck with Meg, okay? And for her to do what she did, which was proven that she did, was deal with Tory Lanez behind her friend, cause this whole drama, whatever. Wrong. Okay, period. That's it. That's all. Moving on, she talked about a lot, and she really talked about her family, her dad, you know, how she grew up and things of that nature. It's not super relevant to the story, but it was a nice interview. It was nice to hear her talk about certain things that were, you know, relatable to others. So I would check that out if you are interested in hearing about people's lives and their backstories and things of that nature. So she did get in the industry, I will say, through her dad, who I guess, she never said his name, so I'm not 100% sure who he is. But in Texas, Houston area, she said she's from Victoria, Texas. So in that area as well, her dad and like her family, her as well, are pretty big celebrities, you know, hood famous type stuff, which is, you know, get it how you live, okay? But that's how she got into the industry. She was able to be on a couple of music videos. She's able to manage a couple of artists and things like that because her father was an artist as well, and she helped him with a lot of things. And then even when he passed, she completed his album for him, got the graphics, got the work. She got everything done, you know? So she does that type of stuff, which I think is very cool. I didn't know that about her. And it seems like, based on what she said, she had a talent for it. So going off of that, let's talk about how she met Megan. So she said they met in college around like 2013, 2014-ish. So from that time to the incident is like what? 2020, so like 6 or 7-ish years that they had been friends. I don't know if they have been best friends the entire time, but she said at the time of the incident, they were supposed to be best friends and sisters, okay? So they were like two different type of girls. Like Megan was the hot girl, Kelsey was more of a quiet girl, but she, you know, she's fine, she's pretty, she do what she do, right? And they ended up linking up and becoming friends in school, doing a summer project, I think she said, which is not, you know, girls get together. I love that for us. So I guess what happened was they went to this party together. It was like some type of hangout, kickback type deal. And they was freestyling. Everybody's freestyling. The guys was freestyling. It was a lot of guys. It wasn't that many girls. They was freestyling. Megan hopped on the beat. So you know the queen is going to ride the beat. All right. And Kelsey watched her do that. And Kelsey was like, oh, you know, she kind of got some heat to her, right? So she is actually, according to her, Megan has not said anything. I don't know what the truth is. But according to Kelsey, she is the one who actually recorded Meg for the first time, recorded some of her freestyles, put it on YouTube, posted her, and was encouraging her to do that. When she said Megan was not even too keen on that idea right away, right? So Kelsey actually, if this is true, if it happened the way that she says it happened, Kelsey really jump-started Megan's career. That's a little crazy for somebody who really kind of put you on to a certain extent, or at least believed in you so much to know that you were going to go somewhere. To fall out with her like that, or for Megan to do Kelsey the way she did her, bombastic side-eye, okay? Because what? Girl, first of all, I'm moving you in my house. We can be besties. You help. What? I'm giving you a cut of the check once I actually get one, you know? But Kelsey says, she's like, yeah, I mean, that is the way it happened. But she never expected anything in return. She was just excited about, you know, somebody having a talent, being able to like kind of help them do music, whatever the case. And she just kind of left it at that. And I felt like that was very, I don't know the word, like she was just very real for that, because even if that's not truly how she felt, the way she presented it seemed like it was very genuine, right? Because I'm sure like when she's mad, or when she was mad when that whole situation happened, she's probably like, man, I put that bitch on, da-da-da-da-da, you know? But for her to come on there and be like, no, I never expected anything out of it, I just wanted her to shine, I feel like that was slick, beautiful. Like, you know, I love that for her. And I just feel bad that the friendship just completely died the way that it did. And I'm also not, this is from Kelsey's mouth, I'm not sure if this is actually true, but Megan's mom, who passed away during that time, actually went and thanked Kelsey when they were, you know, doing something together. I forgot what she said. She actually thanked her for helping Megan get out there. So, I mean, if that's true, it's just sad. Like, this girl was really in your corner. It sounds like, I'm just going off of what she said, okay? It sounds like the girl was really in your corner. And honestly, listening to her conversation, listen to the interview, Kelsey seems very genuine. So, I don't know. I don't know. How do y'all feel about that? Would y'all go through that type of issue with your friend and be able to come out on the other side? Like, and it's not just a friend, like, this is family at this point. Like she said, like, that's my sister, that was my best friend. And she said multiple times, you know, I thought everything was completely genuine. We both trusted each other down. And when, at the time of the incident, she also said she was extremely confused as to why they even fully fell out. Because yes, she was mad about the whole Tory situation. You know, you shouldn't be dealing with no nigga that I'm dealing with, right? But it was mostly about the principle of, like, we're so close, you know, we supposed to be laughing together, teaming up together, and doing shit to these dudes, not the other way around, like, you know. And she was just more so, it sounds like, offended by the fact that somebody that's supposed to be like this with her is moving slimy against her. But she said she was willing to talk about it, or if their friendship was just going to fizzle out, it wasn't their season no more, that was something that she wanted to talk about. But it was just like, to her, she said it was like a switch went off and that was it. Now, do I know if that's really the case? Do I think maybe she was missing some signs? Whatever. It's possible. But should Megan have opened her mouth and really talked about something? If it was something that was bothering her about Kelsey, she didn't want to be friends with her no more, whatever. Absolutely. Like, everybody's grown here. I know this was some years ago, okay? Everybody's done a lot of growing up, right? But it's just, the whole situation is just so crazy to me, y'all. She did talk briefly about how she met Tory Lanez and kind of how they started dealing with each other. Apparently, like, her man, her husband, boyfriend, whatever he is, because I don't know. She just kept saying a bunch of different things. He was in the room, so she didn't want to get into anything. Like, what was the nature of y'all relationship? Like, was he cracking you? Like, what was going on? And I think the host, Danza, I want to say he said, you know, how did he get Kelsey? And that's where she was like, no, I'm not talking about it. But they met at the Rock Nation brunch, and that was pretty much it. She said he was cool, and that she really doesn't have nothing bad to say about him other than the fact that, you know, he did this thing the day of the incident. Okay, so she really didn't get into anything when it came to Tory, like, at all. She talked a little bit about Megan, but it was mostly about her. Like, it wasn't really the spill that I was hoping for. But like I said, it was a cool interview. Like, I don't feel like I wasted my 1 hour and 47 minutes, okay? Other than that, like, I'm going through my notes because they really talked about so much. But it was just, the whole situation just was weird, okay? And then with Megan lying about the fact that she was dealing with Tory, because she did say that she never dealt with him like that. She said that. She said it multiple times on the internet. She completely said that. But when it came time for her to have to go into court, she told the truth, which was that she was dealing with him. So Kelsey knew the whole time, obviously. Tory knew, I guess, the whole time, obviously. But so many people were telling Kelsey to come out, tell the truth, tell the truth. Did you shoot her? Da 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 da, right? And she really didn't say anything. Like, when it came to her diss track, I think the line was like, you know who did it, or whatever the case, right? And it's like, yeah, she does, and she did. But the whole diss and the issue that she had with Megan, it seems like more so the simple fact that, yo, this was my good sis. And she just completely, like, whoop, was out of there. And I get that, because if something happened between me and one of my best friends like that, like, I'm going to try to be unbothered, but I'm going to get bothered. That's me. I'm going to get bothered, okay? And she's better than me, because I would have been popping I would have been popping it, okay? I would have been popping it. But she stayed silent on a lot of topics. She addressed the things that she wanted to address, but she didn't come out and say Megan lied about sleeping with Tory when Megan was on the internet denying, okay? She did not say that, even though she knew that was a lie. And I'm like, I'm not sure how I feel about that, in the sense of, like, she's real. If she's, like, protecting Megan, she don't want to embarrass Megan, whatever, or make her look stupid on the internet, because obviously, you know, she's not telling the truth. But if it's coming from a standpoint of just, like, not say anything just to not say anything, I don't know how I feel about that. Like, why do y'all think she never said anything? You know, even though she knew certain lies were being told and she could easily debunk and disprove everything, she just let the internet run with certain narratives. So I don't know if that's coming from a place of like protecting my peace or, you know, protecting Megan, whatever. I'm not sure, because she really didn't say. She was just saying, you know, it's not in her character to say certain things. And I'm like, I get that, but also they're throwing you under the bus. Like, fight back. You know, like, Kelsey, you gotta fight back. They are dogging you out. You know, they're eating. I'm not gonna lie, you're getting cooked. Okay. I just felt like that was a little weird. So I'm like, okay, maybe she said she was non-confrontational, which I get. But it's like, this girl is sitting up here saying anything. And Tory was also saying anything. So I'm just like, I feel like you could have saved yourself a long time ago and just opened your mouth. That's my personal opinion. But also, it was a traumatic experience for her. Like she said, she went through so much. She went through so much behind it. She had to go get professional help, professional diagnosis of what she was dealing with. I hear her on that part. So that could also be a huge factor on why she didn't speak out when it came to things she could clearly speak out about. But I don't know. The whole situation, I just wish it was different, right? She also said, which I can like agree with for the most part, is that, you know, there was a lot of drinking involved that night, right? Which everybody has said that was involved in the incident. If I remember correctly, right? And she said that's what her and Megan, you know, hot girl, everything they was rapping about and talking about and taking pictures of and everything, that was real. They were having fun. There was party girls. They was doing a big one, okay? And that's perfectly fine. You know, that comes with the territory. That comes with their age. I don't care. You know, do your shit, okay? Oh, yeah. But she really was like, alcohol turns people into the devil. It turns you into a different person. And I think this was directed at Megan, maybe at Tory too, but like the way she was saying things, it gave me like she's talking about Megan. And it was just a simple fact that she's like, you know, I didn't recognize this person. This is not the person that was my sister. This is not the person, you know, it just completely changes you. I just feel like, and I think other people have said this about Megan, is that liquor be gassing her. She be acting different. She be acting aggressive. She be acting like overly sexual, whatever the case. And I've heard that. I've seen that on the internet. Do I know that? No, because I don't know her, right? But when Kelsey said it, you know, she did know her. She knew her at that time. She could be completely different now. We don't know. But alcohol played a huge factor. If there was no alcohol that night, things might have been different, okay? But like she said, Kelsey found out that night about Megan dealing with Tory. So, you know, it's going to be some type of static there. It's going to be arguments. It's going to be issues. And the alcohol fueling that was just a bad situation for everybody, right? And Kelsey said she does not drink now. She rarely ever drinks, if at all. But she felt like she had the self-awareness to be like, I did not like who I was when I was drinking, partying, whatever the case, right? I feel like the host kind of was, I'm going to say he was like being shady, but he kind of tried to loop her into saying like, do you think Megan has the self-awareness to stop drinking or to, you know, get off the bottle, you know, whatever the case, so that she can be a better person, so that she can act more accordingly, whatever. Kelsey did not really say, she did not respond any type of way, but that, I feel like that is a talking point. Like, no, she does not know her now at all. You know, like she said, it's been so long. But at the end of the day, it's just, everybody's grown here, right? And that liquor will change you. That liquor will change you, okay? It'll make you who you are, but also make you who you're not. The girls that get it. And the girls that don't be mad. Just don't be mad, okay? And multiple people have talked about Megan on that bottle. Even Megan has talked about Megan on that bottle. And some of her more recent songs where she talked about her depression, drowning in the bottle, all of that. So I just hope, you know, that the self-awareness is now there for both of them. That, yo, this is not working out. I don't need to be doing the same thing that I was doing, because obviously that has gotten me into situations that I don't like. So I like that they talked about that. I felt like that was a very positive, you know, kind of way to go with it. That, you know, we was young and dumb doing what we did, but at the end of the day, we can grow from that. That's kind of where I landed with that situation. So she did talk about a lot of other things, most of which was really not relevant to the topic at hand that we're talking about, the whole incident, right? But something I did want to bring up, which I did not know. So her man, I forgot that man name already. I'm sorry. I think it's like Doughboy something, right? Baby, I'm sorry. Okay. And I'm not going to look it up for the video. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But apparently, as the trial was going on, so pretty recently, these articles, well, not as recently, probably sometime mid 2023, when, you know, everything was popping off. They were trying to connect the dots, you know, try to figure out what was going on, this and this and that, which is what, you know, reporters do and lawyers do and everything like that. But it was found out that Kelsey's man, her baby daddy, her boyfriend, husband, whatever he is actually a 1501 label executive. I don't know what he does for 1501. I don't really know his association other than allegedly he's like besties with Carl Crawford. They have a close relationship. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about with 1501 and why it relates to Megan, it's a whole thing, okay? I'm not going to go into like a whole brick by brick, bar by bar of that whole situation. But 1501 was her first label and they've had problems ever since. Like, they be doing her dirty, allegedly. I don't know. I think that's going to court as well. They be doing her dirty, trying to keep her hostage, trying to make sure she makes X amount of music that she signed off on her contract, which makes sense, but it's also like they're not trying to release her contract. It's just a lot. And honestly, I don't really know the full ins and outs of everything, but she has been very vocal about the horrible relationship that she has with them. And it's actually been some years that she's been very vocal about her issues with 1501. So naturally, when the reporters find out, hey, Kelsey man is with 1501, they're trying to connect some type of dots, which Kelsey didn't specify, which I wish that she would have, of what they were like trying to say about the situation. But, you know, they're saying, oh, Kelsey has motive to shoot her or motive to start this drama, whatever, is what I got from that. And I feel like that was an interesting point. She said it was completely unfounded. They were reaching, they were fishing, whatever. And that's cool. Do you, right? So I'm not sure when she actually got with her man, but I believe she said she met him in like 2019. So as for them getting together, I'm really not sure. She didn't really say after that timeline, but I thought that was an interesting point. Like, I don't remember seeing that in the media, but that's just another thing to add fuel to the fire of people hating Kelsey, because another layer of, oh, she's backdooring it with 1501 and this and this and that. Like, oh, she has a motive to do this. She has a motive to lie on Megan. She has a motive to potentially shoot her, because people were saying Kelsey pulled the trigger, you know? Even the host said that. So he said he was a big fan of Tory Lanez. You know, he still is a fan of his music, whatever. I can't be mad at him for that. I don't care. But he's like, yeah, Kelsey was so quiet. You know, she could clear the... Well, rewind. The only reason he brought this up is because Kelsey asked him what was his initial thoughts when everything came out. Because, you know, everybody got on the internet and was like, this is what happened. Like, Kelsey did this, Megan did this, Tory did that. This is what happened. Everybody just knew they knew what really went down. Obviously, you know, some of y'all was probably right. But at the end of the day, I feel like there was so much speculation still to this day. That's why people even watched this interview. It was so much speculation, you know. But he said, you know, I was a fan of Tory Lanez. Tory Lanez wouldn't do that. He's not that stupid to shoot that girl. You know, he already had charges. He's not going to do that. Kelsey probably did it, and she's just letting him take the fall, da-da-da-da. So he said some things like that, and Kelsey's like, I get that, and I'm not mad at it, you know? And I felt like that was very real of her, again, to just be like, yo, everybody had their thoughts about the situation, and that's another reason why she didn't say too much, because at the end of the day, it matters what she would have said, but also it wouldn't have mattered what she would have said. Does that make sense? Like, the way the media frenzy was going, like, it's nothing that she could have did to really clear her name and clear people from hating her, because they was going to hate her anyway. It was people, just like there's people that's going to hate Megan anyway, hate Tory anyway, they're going to hate her anyway. So I get when she said that. Like, it just wasn't, I guess maybe it wasn't worth it to her. It wasn't something that she wanted to do. She did not want to come out and dispel the lies and, you know, say this is what happened. I was here. I was there. Okay, y'all trying to make stuff up out of thin air. So when it came to that, I just felt like I understood her point of view, you know. Sometimes it don't be worth it. Sometimes you got to protect your peace. And she's in this new relationship. You know, she's a new mom. She's doing her thing. And I don't know, y'all. It's just I wanted her to say so much more. And the interesting thing too is that she said this was more of like a gateway, an opening for her to start opening up more and coming back. She didn't say coming back into the public eye, but that's kind of what I got from what she said, like being more active, going back to work, and, you know, working with her artists and things like that, and just opening up and being herself more. But she did specifically say, like, one day she is absolutely planning to talk about the issues, like her having gunpowder residue on her hand, and talk about more of those things that are like in the case and that people were talking about when the whole situation first dropped, when the video, when the street camera video of Megan backing up with the blood coming off her feet, all the things that people were asking, all the questions like what really happened, she said, you know, she was going to speak about that. And I just felt like that was kind of, I don't want to say weird because I don't know where she was going with that, but why would you not speak about it now? Is there some type of statute of limitations on the case where she gonna talk about it later so they can't bring it back up? You know, I don't know, but I'm like, I guess this is her first interview, so she's trying to test the waters, maybe see how people are gonna react to this, and if they want to hear from her, I don't know. But she said, you know, regardless of the situation, she plans on saying her piece, which I think she should. I thought she always should. And honestly, I was excited for this interview. I don't feel like I was disappointed, really, but it just wasn't... I mean, yeah, I will say I was disappointed. I was disappointed in the sense, like, she didn't say all that I wanted her to say, obviously, but I think she said enough for now. You know, it is what it is. Like, it's kind of a touchy situation. It's kind of a... I don't know. But that's pretty much it. Like, I mean, like I said, they talked about a lot of things. They talked about a lot. And I feel like the interview went, it came and it went, and it's gone. Like, I mean, I'm gonna put it down below so y'all can watch it if you want to. But it came and it went, and hopefully, you know, maybe she'll speak more about the situation in the future. Now, they did end the interview kind of talking about her diss track a little bit against Megan, which was called Bustin' Back. I thought it was funny when she dropped it. I couldn't even tell you what it sounds like right now. Actually, I can because they played it in the interview. But I just thought it was funny when she dropped it because she's not even a rapper, but she was bold to put out a diss track. Like, I feel like she was real for that. I'm just saying. Megan was talking about her on the track, and, you know, I was listening because that's my girl. Like, that's my good sis, too, okay? I was listening, and that was that. But for Kelsey to actually drop a diss track, I thought it was funny. And I thought it was like, you know, I ain't scared, right? And she did her thing to me. But I felt like it was kind of messy that the host, Danza, played the diss track at the end. I felt like that was kind of messy because Kelsey the whole time is saying, like, I wish them nothing but the best. Like, she's having this peaceful ass interview and he's like, play the diss track. You know, I'm like, that was kind of ghetto to me. But that is pretty much it for the interview. Let me know how y'all feel about the situation, about Kelsey speaking out, about some of the things that she said as it pertains to Megan and Tory and their relationships respectively and together and apart, and how they met, everything, you know? Because I think this is one of the first times we're hearing a lot of this stuff, but honestly, if you go back through all their different lives and posts and stuff that they made, I'm sure, you know, some of this is recycled. I'm just saying. But like I said, I am kind of disappointed in the interview in the sense that, like, I wanted her to really talk her shit if she had some shit to talk, but she said she's just trying to get back out there. I can't be mad at her for that. Okay, that is what it is. So please like, comment, share, and subscribe for more content. I will see y'all in the next video. Don't forget to chat me below. Like, let's talk about the situation, okay? Do you want to hear more from her? Do you actually care about the situation anymore? I do, because like I said, I'm a Megan fan, and I hate how she was treated during that entire time, even though she did not do the right thing when it came to sleeping with her friend's boyfriend, Tory Lanez. Let me know what y'all think. I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.